One, two, three, four. Well, she was just 17. You know what I need.
Let's dive into this week's Beatles collectibles.
Yeah, we're gonna start off with a bang. An item valued at a cool $1 million. Everybody, top off your PayPal account and let's go.
Okay, so imagine holding just a single piece of cardboard, just a few square inches of paper that costs more than the average American home. So let's look at that $1 million holy grail. We have a fixed price of $1 million for a full set of signed rookie trading cards.
Yeah, that asking price immediately signals we are looking at an anomaly. I mean, this is the only known complete set of signed 1964 rookie trading cards in existence.
Wait, the only one?
The only one. All four band members signed their respective 1964 cards, specifically the smaller British A and BC cards, and John and George signed in blue ballpoint.
Oh, wow.
But what elevates this to $1 million is that it's been assembled at a Pop 1 level.
Pop 1, meaning what exactly?
So Pop 1 means that in the entire master database of the professional grading service, only one single example of this specific card at this specific grade has ever been certified.
That level of scarcity is staggering, honestly.
Right.
It paints such a vivid picture of how physically inaccessible the band became, like almost overnight.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the window in time where you could realistically approach all four of them to get these specific cards signed was incredibly narrow.
And to assemble a flawless set and keep it together for 60 years, basically a statistical impossibility.
Right. But with $1 million price tag, how do you know some guy didn't just sit in his basement last week and trace these signatures out of a book?
Well, when you are operating in that stratosphere, you rely on the microscopic mechanics of the signature itself. These carry letters of authenticity from industry experts like Frank Caiazzo.
Right, the handwriting expert.
Exactly. Authenticators aren't just looking at the shape of the letters, they look at the ink flow.
Awesome. So that $1 million price tag highlights how unreachable the band was. But if you were a kid in 1964, you brought them right into your living room.
Yep, the vintage toys.
Exactly. Which brings us to our second item. A matched set of 4 vintage 1964 Remco figures, and the current bid is sitting at a very accessible $150.
Those Remco figures are iconic. They were manufactured for the American market right as fan hysteria was breaking. Hard plastic heads, but original soft cloth bodies.
Now I'm looking at the listing description, and the seller wrote "and no haircuts" in massive capital letters. I mean, I have to ask, why is finding a set with no haircuts such a big deal?
Because of human nature. Think about the target demographic. These were handed to 8-year-olds.
Right.
And what was the most famous physical characteristic of the band? The mop-top hair. Kids would take their mother's sewing scissors and play salon.
Oh no, they tried to give the dolls a trim.
Yes. And once you cut that synthetic hair, it irreversibly destroys the collectible value. At $150, an untouched set is a great piece of pop culture history.
So what are the red flags for a fake or tampered set?
Look closely at the roots of the synthetic hair. Sometimes modern replacement hair is hastily glued on, or you'll see 3D printed replacement instruments instead of the originals.
So you have to zoom in on the listing photos?
Always zoom in and check your facts.
Let's shift from, mass market toys to something that was actually in the room with the band. Item 3 is a signed Morecambe and Wise call sheet.
Oh, this one is amazing.
The current bid is 35,500 Australian dollars, which is roughly 25,703 US dollars.
The historical context here is incredible. I mean, this documents their appearance at ATV Studios in December 1963. They were already massive in the UK.
Right.
But this was filmed just a couple months before they landed in America and completely changed the world.
And a call sheet isn't some fancy commemorative poster. We are talking about a piece of utilitarian scrap paper. It's just the daily production schedule that tells the camera crew where to be.
Totally. It was meant to be shoved in a back pocket, heavily handled, and thrown in the trash bin at the end of the day.
The fact that someone saved it is remarkable. And right across the middle of the page it reads, "All the best from the Beatles," surrounded by all 4 signatures.
It's a beautiful snapshot in time. But early autographs like this are incredibly tricky. In the early 60s, fan mail volume was so high that managers and assistants often signed on behalf of the band.
Oh, so they didn't even sign it themselves sometimes.
Exactly. Or they used an autopin machine.
Okay, moving on to item 4. We have a Selk-Hall New Sound toy guitar from 1964. Current bid is 56 British pounds and 36 pence. so about 76 US dollars and 67 cents.
These were manufactured exclusively for the British market. Injection molded plastic guitars, meant to capitalize on kids wanting to start a rock band.
But they were basically disposable.
Oh, completely. The plastic was fragile, the red nylon strings snapped almost immediately, and the tuning pegs would just pop out.
Yet this specific one is remarkably well preserved. 4 tuning bags, red strings, printed Paul and George signatures, and the original Selkel New Beat guitar sticker near the bottom edge.
Finding one with the sticker is a massive bonus, but buyers beware. The market is flooded with generic 1960s toy guitars that somebody slapped a modern replica decal onto.
Due diligence is key. How do you tell a 60-year-old sticker from a modern print?
Authentic water slide decals naturally yellow and dry out, developing microscopic spiderweb cracks. Modern vinyl stickers look suspiciously glossy and flat.
And the plastic itself ages too, right?
Yeah, it off-gases and gets a specific chalky patina over 60 years. If it looks suspiciously brand new, your alarm bells should ring.
Speaking music, let's look at actual audio reproduction. Item 5 is the Beatles box, an 8 LP vinyl set on the Japan Parlophone label. Current bid is 56 US dollars.
The Japanese Toshiba EMI pressings from the 60s and 70s are, well, they're legendary for audiophiles.
Really? Why is that?
They used a much purer vinyl formula back then. It means quiet surfaces and an incredibly warm sound profile.
I noticed the cover features this wooden crate design. It looks cool, but why is this specific set so prized at such a practical price? I mean, we aren't talking about a sealed original mono pressing of Sgt. Pepper here.
Right, it's accessible reference quality sound. But the true test of collector value for any Japanese vinyl release is the packaging, specifically the complete booklets and the obi strip.
Oh, that paper sash wrapped around the cover.
Precisely. Western buyers usually threw them away, but a missing obi strip is a huge red flag that the set is incomplete. It instantly cuts the value in half.
So always verify the obi is present. Transitioning to something hyper-specific, Item 6 is a 5-inch vintage vinyl coin zipper purse. Current bid is 51 US dollars.
Made of bright red vinyl, features a zipper closure, and is shaped entirely like George holding a guitar. George was systematically underrepresented in 1964 marketing.
Right, John and Paul got all the focus.
So this is a rare gap filler for serious collectors today.
But it's soft PVC vinyl from 6 decades ago.
Which means it degrades. The chemical plasticizers evaporate, causing it to stiffen or warp. If a cheap item like this looks suspiciously pristine and pliable and lacks provenance, it might be a modern reproduction.
Interesting. Speaking of provenance, let's move to John's 1970s conceptual art era. Item 7 is a 1971 autographed copy of Yoko's book, Grapefruit.
Grapefruit is essentially a foundational document of conceptual art. It was originally published in 1964, but reissued in 1970 with an introduction written by John.
So it's highly significant.
Oh, definitely. For collectors, this is a profoundly intimate artifact. John publicly stated that this book heavily influenced his later songwriting.
Current bid is 4,000 US dollars. Signed July 15th, 1971 at Selfridges in London. Right on the title page in bold blue ink.
It's an amazing artifact.
The story goes that the seller was a 16-year-old girl who waited in line for hours to be first. What makes the proof on this particular listing so ironclad?
Because the seller didn't just walk away with a signature, she documented the entire experience. The listing includes original, period-accurate photographs of the signing event, combined with a legally notarized account of her experience, and the inclusion of the original crinkled Selfridges retail shopping bag from 1971.
That completely destroys the chances of it being a forgery.
Completely. A faker can try to forge blue ink, but they cannot forge vintage photographic paper stock and period-accurate retail packaging. It is the absolute gold standard.
That brings us to item 8. Moving to Paul's modern era, we have a signed CD cover. Current bid is 227 US dollars and 50 cents.
Paul's modern signature is notoriously difficult to obtain because of his legendary security arrangements.
The item is the S. Core Mayhem CD cover. He signed it to Rachel and actually took the extra time to draw a little doodle of a heart next to his name.
Which is a lovely personal touch.
Yeah, when you picture Paul, your mind immediately goes to him holding that iconic Hofner bass on stage. So getting a personalized signature with a hand-drawn doodle feels fantastic, and it comes encapsulated in a Beckett grading slab.
That encapsulation is the single most important detail here. Buying a slabbed item means the authentication is permanently sealed inside an acrylic case.
Unslabbed signatures are risky, that.
Highly risky. Raw signatures of Paul are often fake due to high demand and low supply.
Good to know. Finally, item 9. We were back in 1965 with a Ringo Soki bubble bath toy. Current bid is $74 US.
A 10-inch Colgate personality bath figure. Finding one in collector-grade condition today is surprisingly tough.
And it has the original custom photo display box in VG Plus condition, which is incredibly rare.
Kids didn't save the cardboard box as their bubble bath came in. That makes the cardboard housing significantly rarer than the actual toy.
That makes a lot of sense.
And this item gives us the ultimate trivia trick for spotting fakes. Through a quirk of licensing agreements, Colgate only ever produced Paul and Ringo figures for this line.
Wait, really? They never made the other two?
Never manufactured them. Therefore, if you ever see a John or George Soki bubble bath figure offered for sale, it is 100% fake fantasy piece.
That is wild.
Reminding listeners once more, knowing the actual manufacturing history is your absolute best defense.
Absolutely. You know, stepping back, it's fascinating how these objects, whether a $1 million card or a $50 plastic guitar, outlive their original owners.
Yeah, they evolve from cheap commercial merchandise into profound historical artifacts.
It's the Beatles, all day, every day, 8 days a week. Guess we'll do it again tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Catch you later, everyone.
Until next time, when you listen.
Your mind conducts its own auction.
I'll never dance with another. Oh, since I saw her standing there. Oh, since I saw her standing there. Yeah, well, since I saw her standing